Yeah, that's true. Let's get back home. We gotta go back.
Yeah. So hopefully this
try.
gets us home.
All right. Buckle up. You ready?
I think so. Oh boy. Uh-oh. This doesn't feel right.
No. Oh, that tape's coming off, too.
Oh, crap.
Not good.
Oh!
Hand me that duct tape.
Has
Here we go again.
Ever called you back?
No. I just hope we get back now. Okay, we're coming in.
There we go. All right.
I guess we're here. Let's see. My calendar reads January 11th. No, we're still not home. 1976.
1976? We were just... Oh, no, that was 1975.
So we went
82. Now we're back in 76.
back.
Again?
We went back. I hit forward.
Uh-oh. All right, what do we got on 1977?
January. Well, we're what, mid-season?
Yeah. So
1976.
All-Star game?
Might be.
What? I don't know. What's your thing say?
Soviet Super Series.
Soviet Super Series. Oh
Philadelphia
my
Flyers versus the USSR Red Army.
Oh my gosh! Remember that?
The Broad Street Bullies versus the Russians.
Oh my gosh!
The game where the Flyers beat the crap out of the Soviets.
Oh yeah, and they quit pretty much.
Yes, and they quit in the middle of
like the first period, wasn't it?
First period, yeah, they left the ice.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go home.
Take our puck and go home.
Yeah, but they came back.
Yeah, they came back. What was interesting though on that is that there's actually, if you look at the scorecard, there's actually not a lot of penalties.
Mm.
And the way Philadelphia played, if the Flyers then played in the NHL, well, I don't want to say today because today is 1976.
Right.
If the Flyers of 1976 were to play in the NHL of 2016,
yeah,
they would be penalized horrifically every game.
Yeah.
That's how much the league, at least in my opinion, has softened up.
Yeah.
But this is how hockey should be played, was the way this game went. The way Philadelphia beat down on the Soviets.
Right. So this was played at the Spectrum.
Yes.
Let's go in there and check it out a little bit. see where we are. We are in the first period here. So, and man, Philadelphia is just, they're playing their game. But look at how much bigger our players look to theirs. They look like twice the size.
Yeah, they're much
just
bigger
huge, man.
players. And I mean, well, even just the style of play is so different.
Yeah.
I mean, the Soviets are used to more of a wide open skating game as opposed to where the Flyers are mainly built for, well, hitting.
Right.
And that's what they're that's what they're doing with the Russians. They're just hitting them. They're pounding them into the ice.
Their butts kicked.
So if you look at the, I mean, you only have a total of 6 penalties.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, the hits that Philadelphia's laying down, a lot of these penalties, they would be called in, I guess, today's NHL.
Yeah.
But this is how the game, to me, should be played, is the way this is being played right now.
Right. And that's, that was the style back then, and that's,
Right.
I just can't get over the size of these guys compared to
and
the rest of
well,
them.
especially too, where today you don't really see teams, I guess, employing would be, I guess, a way to describe it. They don't employ an enforcer anymore.
Right. Right.
Where Philadelphia was just, it was built around enforcers.
Right.
There's a cartoon actually that after that whole game in Philadelphia, there's the Russian newspaper Pravda issued a cartoon which we'll put up on the website that you got to see.
Oh yeah,
because it's great.
And it just looks like just giant hockey players with clubs. I kind of wish that they would have drawn in the little Russian guy in there.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would have made a better.
Yeah.
I can't think of what the word I'm trying to think of. A better perception of the difference in the player size. Yeah, a good perspective of what the player size difference is.
Yeah. But the cartoon depicts a few of the Philadelphia players just huge carrying clubs.
Basically cavemen.
Yeah. So that's how they.
That's the Broad Street Bullies. That's what do you expect?
Yeah.
But yeah, you got in the first period. You got Philadelphia opened up the scoring. Reggie Leach scored the opening goal, 11:30, assisted by Bill Barber.
Right.
And then followed that up about 5 minutes later. McLeish and Lonsberry with the assist on that, and ended that first period 2-0 over the Soviets. And during that first period, roughly about halfway through, the Soviets actually left the ice. They went back in the locker room. They couldn't deal with being hit the way
right. And it was Van Imp who did the hit that started that whole thing. But all he was doing, if you watch it, was clearing the slot. That's all he was doing. That's what it looked to me. He was just clearing the slot.
It was a clean hit.
Yeah. And the guy went down.
Yeah.
And that's what started the whole thing.
They left the ice.
Yeah.
We can't deal with this.
Right. Oh, God.
But thankfully, they came back. They came back out and they finished the game up.
Yeah.
So we moved into the second period. Philadelphia ended up taking a 3-0 lead with a goal scored by Joe Watson, assisted by Salitsky and Kindertruck. And then the Red Army finally got on the board, scored by Kruchian and assisted by Popov at 10:48. Yeah. Again, another period, very little penalties. You only had 4 penalties in that period.
Yeah.
But again, Philadelphia they put the beat down on the Soviets.
they did. Oh.
I think our timer's almost up. We got to get through this third period, though.
Yeah. So then in the third period, Philadelphia scored early in the third period from Goodenough, assisted by Clark and Dornhofer at 4:01. And
With one penalty.
only one penalty. So,
And then you look at the shots on goal. I mean, it just shows how not how tough Philadelphia's defense is, but how much they're going to crush you coming into their own zone, especially if you're not going to fight back and hit. Philadelphia outshot them 49-13.
yeah.
I mean,
It's just crazy.
Prospectively, period by period, Soviets had 2 shots in the first, 8 in the second, and 3 in the third.
Right.
I mean, that's just...
They're going to beat you up when you bring the puck into the zone. They're going to beat you up.
Right. And what gets me, though, too, is that because the league, because there were, I don't remember how many games, there were 6 or 7 games between the Red Army and the Soviet wings that came over.
Right.
On what they called a quote-unquote Goodwill game tournament or whatever.
Whatever it was, yeah.
With NHL teams. So but you figure the NHL had to arrange these games, and the NHL knew well Philadelphia's style of hockey, their reputation of being the quote-unquote Broad Street Bullies.
Yeah.
If these were Goodwill Games, why would the NHL schedule a game with Philadelphia? They knew what was going to happen.
Yeah. Because they knew it would
happen.
be entertainment, People would people would come and watch that,
They knew there was going to be a beatdown.
And it was.
Yeah, and it was.
Oh. Crazy.
But yeah, that was a great game.
Yeah.
A good game to remember from history.
Right. Right. And I don't know if you mentioned that when the Soviets left the ice in the first period and pretty much said they were going home because they didn't want to play in a boxing match. They didn't want it to become a boxing match or something like that.
Right.
That because they left the ice, that when they came back, they were assessed a bench minor for a delay of game.
Right. Yeah. Correct. They were given a delay of game, right, for leaving.
For leaving the ice, but they came back and took the beating.
Yeah. The other games that were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, there were 8. There were 8 games played actually in that Soviet Super Series.
Mm-hmm.
So the first game was Red Army versus the Rangers. The Red Army won that 7-3, and the Soviet Wings played Pittsburgh, with the Soviet Wings winning that 7-4. Yep. The Red Army played Montreal, which ended in a 3-3 tie. Then the Sabres beat down on the Soviet Wings as far as scoring goes, and that was a 12-6 win for Buffalo.
Yep.
Then the Soviet Wings then beat Chicago 4-2. The Red Army beat Boston 5-2. Soviet Wings beat the Islanders 2-1.
Right.
And then the Red Army was beaten up by Philadelphia 4-1.
Right.
So you only had, of the 8 games, 2 of the NHL teams actually winning.
Right.
But I mean, their style of play is so much different. I mean, again, they're, obviously for back then they were used to the wider ice rink, and
Right.
back then too. I mean, those teams have been together, played together for forever. I mean, that was their job, was play hockey.
Right. Yeah. Yep. So very interesting. game and series with the Soviets coming to the United States to play our teams. It was I don't know. It's kind of. I wonder what it would be like now if they had the KHL come over here.
I think it would be. I don't know from what, because I've watched a few KHL games and they're more. I mean, granted they play on the wider ice surface,
Right.
but they do play more of an NHL style now.
Right.
They're more, I guess, more meshed together.
And speaking of the KHL, Howie, while we've been sitting traveling around in our time machine, I was able to get a glimpse of what was going on in our own time. Did you happen to see the guy? I can't tell you what team he was on. Played for the KHL, but it was just either last night or night before last. It was just recently. Took on like a whole team and was just beating everybody up.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, you need to see that.
Well, I did see two from the future that the Las Vegas NHL franchise now is supposedly down to 2 team names.
Well, I heard a little bit more than that. I heard that those 2 names,
which are the Desert Hawks or the Night Hawks. Well, I take that back. 3 names. It would be the Desert Hawks, the Night Hawks, or the Night Hawks.
right? But I heard that there was another one or 2 that they're not releasing because those are the ones that they'll probably go with. One of those that they're not revealing.
Well, I know they can't use Knights with a K, Kniggets.
Right.
They can't use that because there's an issue with a team in Canada.
Well, I don't think they should.
The London Knights.
I don't think they should be able. I don't think they should use the Hawks at all because it gets
No, it's too close to Chicago.
Right.
Too close to the Blackhawks. They need to do their own little thing.
Right. I don't know. We'll see. But I think they've got something else brewing.
Well, we know the team colors, which are more closely similar to Pittsburgh and Boston, with the gold and black, and I think they have some silver in there too, or something. So we'll see. We'll see what they come up with. But it's supposed to be. I think they're supposed to release the name though, either in the next few weeks. I think.
About the time when the season starts?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. Well, we probably should try to get back to our own time. I mean, it's getting closer
Yeah.
to regular
'Cause we got
season time.
we got to get our predictions done.
Yeah. And I'm sure my wife is trying to figure out where the heck I am. So.
Well, as long as we get back to that time when we first left, it won't be like we've ever left anyway.
That would be about a month ago or so.
Right. So we have to get back. Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So if we went back and I hit forward, I'm going to put it back and see what happens.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
So I don't know if we'll go back again or if it'll do the opposite of what just happened and go forward.
Okay. This better work this time.
If it goes back again, we're going to be in trouble because then forward is back and back is back, and we're going to be in big trouble.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to hope that back is now forward.
Before there was hockey.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see these clubbed ice skaters.
Yeah.
Tumak.
The Broad Street Bullies.
Yeah. Tumak will be playing center.
Yeah. Still beating up on the Russians. Yeah.
If no one knows that theme, it's 1 million years BC, 10 million years BC. One of the modern day silent shoots, I guess you could say. Because there was no talking in it. Other than Tumak.
And Milana.
Alright, I'm going to put this thing in reverse and we'll see what happens.
Alright.
You ready?
No. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Just please work.
Oh, see you next time.